out to the ball game. Take me out with the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and cracker jack. I don't care if I...
Sandy into his windup. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed a perfect game.
High fly ball into right field. She is gone. Fernando Valenzuela has pitched a no-hitter. If you have a sombrero, throw it to the sky. He's done it. Played for Kershaw. This is a no-hitter. It is gone. It is a walk-off home run for Justin Turner. Ohtani sends it in the air. The other way. Back it goes. One-of-a-kind player. One-of-a-kind season. Shohei Ohtani starts the 50-50 club. Hits the ball to right field. She is gone. Gibby, meet Freddie. Start the party, Los Angeles. Your Dodgers have won the World Series.
The Dodgers make a key roster move. We'll break it all down. Also, the Dodgers have won 3 games in a row. Are they getting hot? Are they going to stay hot? The time is now for the Dodgers with huge series coming up. We have the Giants, the Phillies, the Giants again. One more against the Rockies. What will that postseason roster look like? The bullpen, the position players, and Roki Sasaki starting to look like the Roki of the year. All that more coming up next on a jam-packed episode of Dodgers Dugout Live.
It's time for Dodger baseball. Welcome to Dodger Stadium.
This is the golden age of Dodger baseball. The Dodgers are building a dynasty.
You got it, Warrior Parade. We got it, Parade. The Dodgers punch back and head to the championship series. Ohtani starts the 50-50 club. Mookie Magic. Freeman hits the ball to right field. She is gone. Start the party, Los Angeles. Your Dodgers have won the World Series.
Think blue, bleed blue, and I'm out.
What is up, Dodgers Nation, and welcome to another episode of Dodgers Dugout Live, the #1 Dodgers podcast and Dodgers show on YouTube. My name is Doug McKain. I cover the Dodgers for Dodgers Nation, a credentialed member of the media. You can follow me on X and Instagram at DMAC_LA. If you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell. If you want to support every single episode, hit that like button and drop a comment down below. Also, we've got the info for the Discord. Our Discord channel has been huge. Lots of behind-the-scenes stuff. You got interviews, you got Q&As, all kinds of great stuff down in the Discord. We got the info down below, so definitely check that out. And also, we want to talk about our new sponsor, and this is exciting stuff. It is our partnership with Prize Picks. I've had a lot of fun with Prize Picks for a while now, but now they're sponsoring this show. I've been into it even more. And this episode of Dodgers Dugout Live is brought to you by Prize Picks. You and I make decisions every day, but on Prize Picks, being right can get you paid. Don't miss any of the excitement this season on Prize Picks, where it's good to be right. Football season is back, and after watching games all day yesterday to help me get over a rough week of Dodger baseball, I am very excited. Of course, it was last weekend, and I'm a big fan of many players. I mean, you got a lot of guys. Jaden Daniels, looking like he's the real deal. I've got him getting more than 220.5 passing yards. Josh Jacobs getting more than 73.5 rushing yards. And Deebo Samuel, who actually looked good, getting more than 46.5 receiving yards. Now, I've been playing Prize Picks lately, and I have no idea why I waited so long. It's so simple to play. Just pick more or less on 2 to 6 player stat projections, and if you get your picks right, you could cash in. Prize Picks puts their users first, so all withdrawals are safe, fast, and secure. Prize Picks offers Venmo, Apple Pay, MasterCard, and more for quick and easy deposits into your account this football season. Download the app today and use code NATION, NATION, to get $50 off in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code NATION to get $50 off in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. The link to download is below in our description. Prize Picks, it's good to be right. Now, today's Dodgers Dugout Live poll question of the show, I asked you guys over on the X, who is the Dodgers' biggest X factor? And right now, 22% say Tommy Edman, 50% say Max Muncy, 9% say Tyler Glasnow, and this last one I threw in was Tanner Scott. The Dodgers, they're going to need to lean on some high leverage arms. They paid him to be just that, and we'll see. So let me know down below. This is a live show. And we got my man, producer Rob, with us. This is the guy who does a lot of our editing, a lot of the awesome stuff you see. He did the Superman Shohei Ohtani video. He did the Dodger Boys that's going off on YouTube. Robert, I got to ask you, if you're a big league superstar baseball player, what would your walk-up song be? You got a Tupac shirt on. I always thought Ambitions as a writer would be a good one.
Writer, that's a good one. Man, I got to go California Love, man, in the city of Compton.
Yeah, California Love. You got Kenley's walkout music. Hey, they give a shout out to my city, Pasadena.
It's still Cali. It's still LA, you know?
Yeah. But yeah, no, great stuff. So yeah, Rob's looking for your comments all show long, and we're going to give up a comment of the show later. Tony Tater's still in the mix, Mario. Tony Tater's, he's still with us. He does a remote producing for us as well. So yeah, no, he's Tony Taters is the man. Love that guy. But guys, there's so much Dodger baseball to get into. So let's get right into it.
Leading off, the hottest story in Dodger baseball.
All right, so the hot story in Dodger baseball is that they have made a roster move. The Dodgers, they tweeted out that Tommy Edman, Tommy Tanks, is back with the Dodgers, and the corresponding move was they optioned outfielder Justin Dean. So Tommy Edman is back. Tommy Edman is back, I think, at the right time. I've seen Tommy working feverishly at Dodger Stadium, on the road, down in San Diego, basically around the clock to get his ankle, to get his lower body ready to go, to be able to finish strong. And yes, this has not been the year that Tommy Edman had hoped in his first year after signing that contract extension with the Dodgers. And we know how great he was last year in the NLCS, won the MVP. He was just awesome. I think the biggest thing he did outside of just being a great hitter for this team in the postseason was he took over shortstop after Miguel Rojas got injured. And the Dodgers, they loved him so much, they signed him to a 5-year, $74 million contract. There's also a club option for 2030. And he is going to be that versatile player that helps this team throughout this run. And we're talking about a guy that can play Gold Glove level second base, really Gold Glove level center field. He's going to be Gold Glove out there as well. And what he's going to do is he's immediately going to stabilize this team defensively. And the lineup has not officially been revealed. Hopefully it will at some point during the show. Today, I do think when you look at the probable matchup with Kyle Freeland going for the Rockies as a lefty, you could probably assume that you're going to see Max Muncy possibly sitting this one out and Kike getting the start at third base. But I'm more curious to see the outfield configuration. Tommy Edman, does he go to center field where Andy Pages has mostly played this season? And does Teo get kicked over to left? Does he stand right? Does Pages go to left? What does this mean for Michael Conforto? So this is one of the major dominoes that we've been waiting for a while now, because Tommy Edman has been on and off the injured list all season long, dealing with that ankle injury. And I think that the reason why this is taken, I mean, I've talked to people that have told me this as well, that the reason for this is because when he came back this time around, when he returns to the group, they don't want to lose him. They want to make sure that they spend a lot of time and they worked on a lot of different stability things, training things. He was running different types of routes, and he looks really good. he looks really, really good. And that's what you want to see because he got to a great start. Remember, Tommy Tanks, it was the power surge. It was him being on pace for over 30 home runs when he had never hit more than 13 in his career. But he did dip. He really did. I mean, he was hitting 228 and 87 weighted runs created plus. It was 13% below league average. You need to see him better than he was because when he came back after the first ankle injury that happened back in May, he was hitting 214 with his 67 weighted runs created plus in 56 games. That is not the Tommy Edman that you're hoping for. You're hoping for a guy that is at league average or above that can get hot from both sides of the plate. He's a switch hitter, and it's the versatility. And the big difference here is he started 56 games at second base and 14 games in center field and 11 games at third base. That's how it has broken up for him this season. When he comes back, I want to see him and Kike Hernandez taking down center field and second base, and then you work in Ha-Seong Kim potentially off the bench and you give him some starts. But it's time to put the kids to bed. It really is. It's time to put the kids to bed because winning season is now. And this is a Dodgers team that continues to get more whole. Tommy Edman is really that big missing piece that it's not just, like I said, it's not just him coming back. It's Edman coming back could mean Michael Conforto is pushed out a little bit. And it's Pages in left or right, Teo in left or right. I'm hoping it's left. And then Tommy Edman in center. And then your outfield defense is better, right? Pages is a much better corner outfielder than a center fielder. And then up the middle, Mookie's played great. Edman can do what he does. This helps the defense as well. So this is extremely, extremely exciting stuff for the Dodgers. By the way, I love how Tommy Edman, he does the Edmonds commercials. I don't know if you saw that, Rob. He's doing the Edmonds commercials, which is awesome.
And he started going to Tommy's Burgers too. So he'd be at Tommy's Burgers promoting Edmonds. Like,
man, he's such a sucker for some naming rights, right? Tommy I'm over here trying to teach him how to Dougie. You know, what's my, where do I fit in here? Okay. I mean, but yeah, I love how Tommy Edman, that's your welcome to LA stuff, right? I mean, you're not doing the Edmonds thing and the Tommy's thing in St. Louis, right? You go to LA, you win a World Series, you win an NLCS MVP, those kind of opportunities present themselves. So I'm very excited because I think you just have to be very optimistic that Tommy Edman is going to improve at the plate, and even his floor is just helping the defense and stabilizing how this roster looks. So very, very excited to see Tommy Edman back. Justin Dean, we interviewed him a couple of weeks ago. This is a great dude. He is a great dude. I'm glad he got his opportunity. They had the team photo yesterday. We'll pull up that team photo at some point. But they had a team photo yesterday, and Justin Dean, they kind of did him dirty because he's like 5'8", and they put him next to Brock Stewart.
Oh, man.
And Brock Stewart is, he's like 6'3", but he just looked like he was like 6'10", staying next to Justin Dean. But yeah, I'm just happy that Justin Dean got that opportunity. He got that taste of big league action. He told me that, hey, it was about wanting to help this team any way he could, and he certainly did that. They really loved him as a defensive replacement. Got 2 plate appearances, went 0 for 2, 1 strikeout. So he'll get that big league hit. I promise you, Justin Dean, it is coming. You know, he idolized Mookie Betts. That was his guy. I asked Justin Dean, I said, hey, which Dodger were you most excited to meet? He said Mookie Betts. Like, that's his guy. So he'll always have that, right? Like, hey, man, I came up, helped the Dodgers, Mookie Betts, team photo. And then I think he takes that confidence into the offseason. Then, hey, he's 28. So he's got a couple years to try to make a big league team. So the dream is still alive for you, Justin Dean. But let's get some comments here. We've got Keegan Yule, D-Mac for the record. I watch all the Dodgers podcasts. None of them are remotely as good as Dodgers Nation. Hey, appreciate that. Got a lot of friends who do other shows, and I love all those shows, love all those guys. I do what I do, man. I eat, sleep, breathe Dodger baseball 24/7, 365. It's on my mind almost every single minute of the day. I do want to give a shout out too. I was at the stadium last night, as I usually do, meet some of you guys that came up and introduce yourself. And I always love meeting the fans because you guys are really what I do it for, to be honest, because, we get each other through this wild world of Dodger baseball together. And who did I meet yesterday? I met Augie. I met Augie yesterday. So that was cool. He's the man. He's a big fan of the show. So that's always good to see. But we've got D-Mac is the parlay master. What's up? That's actually Noah. Keegan Yule. Kim doesn't need to hit. He's going to be a pinch runner in the postseason. It's going to reward us. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so let's switch gears a little bit here. And let's talk about this streak that the Dodgers are on and what it means as far as the postseason picture. So, is it me? And yes, it's a last place team. It's the 105 loss, terrible loss Rockies team. Could go down as one of the worst teams ever. But I think that we look back at Yoshinobu Yamamoto's almost no-hitter, the Yamanono, who went 8 2/3 innings, was 1 out away before he served up that home run to Jackson Holiday, where Andy Paz couldn't have made a play on that. Could have had a better effort, but couldn't have made a play on it. And I think that's the turning point, even in a loss. I really do. I think that was the rock bottom, enough's enough moment for the Los Angeles Dodgers in 2024. That's when they said, you know what? Burn the boats. We are not going to go back. And we are definitely going to just go all in, lock in, focus on the rest of this season. I really, really think that was the moment. Because now the Dodgers, they've not only won 1, they've won 2, they've won 3 games in a row. And you know what that's called, right? That's called a winning streak.
We won a game yesterday. And if we win one today, that's 2 in a row. We win one tomorrow, that's called a winning streak. It has happened before. So let's see some hustle. Let's jack it up a little. I got a feeling things are about to turn around for us.
Love that. Classic major league line. The Dodgers are on a winning streak. And I think the difference between this time and the rest of the times is when they've kind of got hot, showed some signs. You win that last game against the Padres. It looks like you're going to run. You won that series against the Blue Jays. You lose the last one. There was kind of some times, but the difference is now they know they're whole. Now they know that their roster is the one that they expected to have for the most part when you started this season. And it's a 3-game winning streak. Can you make it 4? Can you make it 5? Can you make it 6? Because at the beginning of the week, I said that the Dodgers would sweep the week. They're 1 game away from the Rockies. Then you go up and play San Francisco for a very pivotal game against the San Francisco Giants. So let's look at right now how things are lining up for the Los Angeles Dodgers. You got 17 games to play. In the National League West, you're up 2 games on the Padres at 81-64. You own the tiebreaker, so essentially that is a 3-game lead. And then there is the Philadelphia Phillies. Can you catch the Philadelphia Phillies? Because right now the Dodgers, they're 4 games back of the Phillies for the second best record in the senior circuit. The Brewers, the Brew Crew, they're 8 games up. There's no way that they are going to have any legitimate shot at finding a way to catch the Brew Crew. Milwaukee's finishing with the top seed in the National League. But the Phillies, you got to find a way to catch Philly because you want to have that bye. And yes, there's been a lot of talk about the Dodgers having more rust and the rest and that layoff after the regular season where you don't have to play the wild card route, how that impacted them in 2022 and 2023. Guess what? Now you got Shohei Ohtani. Now you have better pitchers. I would prefer, especially for a team that's played so much baseball, having won the World Series last year, playing deep in October, having a shortened spring training, going to Tokyo, being the team that a bullseye for them, knowing that, hey, that's the team that they are going to go after, being every other team's World Series all year, for them to play less baseball and get more rest, I think is going to be beneficial for this team. And you have Philly next week at Dodger Stadium in a 3-game series, September 15th through the 17th. And if things don't work out, there's a lot of things in play here. If you lose the division, if the Padres go on a run and the Dodgers fall off, well, you could find yourself in a situation where you would have to go to Wrigley Field to take on the Chicago Cubs in a 3-game series. Right now, you would be playing the New York Mets as the 6th seed, and they would be the 3rd seed. So you'd still have to play bonus baseball. And then don't forget about those San Francisco Giants that are just a couple games back now and trying to creep back into that wild card mix. Now, the number one reason why I currently think that the Dodgers have figured something out, and I know I'm not oblivious to their shortcomings in the bullpen, but the starting staff is as nasty as it's ever been and as deep as it's ever been to end the season in the Andrew Friedman era. You don't got 2 guys. You don't got Greinke and Kersh, right? You don't got Ryu and Kersh. You don't got Scherzer and a worn-down Buehler and Urias, right? You don't got 2.5 starters like you did last year with Yamamoto, Buehler, and Jack Flaherty. You got 4 legitimate Game 1 starters in Yamamoto, Ohtani, Snell, and Glasnow. And the contributions don't even mention Emmet Sheehan, who's been fantastic. And if you look at the Dodgers starting pitchers, they've combined to allow 12 hits. They've had 43 strikeouts and have a 1.41 ERA in their last 5 games. They've been dominant. And on the offensive side, you have Tommy Edman coming back. Mookie Betts is hitting at an MVP level since early August. Shohei Ohtani is going to win the unanimous MVP. Freddie Freeman hit a home run last night. Teoscar Hernandez hit 2 home runs yesterday. This team is starting to get hot. And let's not forget, how about this? I was looking at this, crunching this number this morning. The Dodgers since 2024, Max Muncy is so important for this team. Like I said, Max Muncy is like a great bassist in a great rock band. It's like he's not the lead singer, he's not the drummer, not the lead guitarist, but he's pivotal to making everything come together. And the numbers prove it. Since the start of the 2024 season, the Dodgers are 102-62 with Max Muncy and 77-66 without. In 2025, they're 56-35 with Max Muncy and 25-29 without. Runs with Muncy, 5.79 per game, without 3.78 per game. Max Muncy is the straw that stirs the Dodgers drink. He is such a humongous part of what this team does offensively, so you feel better about the offense. This is an offense that has struggled to score more than 4 runs for a long stretch, but now they can fix that part, and now it's just about kind of finding this bullpen and who you trust in that stretch. But here was Mookie Betts after the game talking about if this feels like the team is turning the corner and kind of where he's at and where this team is at with 17 games left to go in the regular season.
Well, Mookie, first, these are now 3 straight wins. When you look at kind of the complete games, have you been seeing the pitching? Starting pitching has been excellent, the offense getting going. Does it feel like you guys are kind of just coming back into yourselves and getting back to playing Dodgers baseball?
Can't get into those feelings. We got to stay out of the feelings, so we have to just stay in the moment. We've had some good games, but just got to focus on tomorrow.
For you personally, when you're showing more power with the swing, what does that kind of say to you as just to where things are at offensively?
They're in a decent spot, but like I said, I got to stay out of my feelings. I got to make sure I just be present, each pitch at a time, and just go from there.
You said kind of in Baltimore that you guys have felt like you're close for a while. How encouraging is it to sort of see the results where you actually put together a complete game like that for the last couple of days?
It's good. It's good. It's good. We know we're still a good team and whatnot. So it's just good to get some wins, and kind of is what it is.
From your viewpoint, what were you seeing just from Emmet Sheehan, especially as he was perfect through 5 innings of work?
Yeah, he was just throwing a lot of strikes. I mean, mixing it up, keeping it out of the middle of the zone, and getting a lot of swings and misses. So, I mean, he's been, awesome for us. I mean, really the whole staff has been amazing for us. But, for him to come in, and especially he didn't pitch last year, so come in this year and just to do what he's doing is something. He's special.
How encouraging it's been for the staff as a whole, especially you kind of envisioned all these guys kind of being part of it, rolling them out there, and then they're all kind of pitching really well at the same time.
Yeah, it's really neat. It's really neat being on this side, and I think sometimes we kind of take it for granted, but if you kind of take a step back and look at it, there's a lot of baseball teams that would ask for something like this, just opportunity to win every day, and those guys give us opportunity to win every day, and it's really important for us as on the offensive side not to take that for granted, because this is something that's not an opportunity that you very rarely get.
Mookie, big night for Teo, a couple home runs. Just how important is he going to be down the stretch in the postseason for you guys?
I mean, he makes the lineup a lot longer, just driving in those runs and doing what he does. And it's good to see him smile. Good to see him out there throwing seeds, and really his smile is infectious and kind of energizes us. And so when he's going, it seems like the team is going.
Love that from Mookie Betts. I mean, saying that about Teoscar Hernandez, I can tell you that he got some extra sunflower seeds yesterday for his performance in that Dodgers dugout. And Mookie, this is the biggest development that I don't even think we're truly appreciating as a group. Everyone wanted Steven Kwan, everyone wanted them to add another bat. And a part of the reason why was because Mookie was struggling at such a level to the point where he wasn't even league average offensively. Mookie was not league average offensively until the beginning of August. So you wanted another bat. Well, guess what? If Mookie had been hitting like he has since the beginning of August, we would not be talking about adding another bat as much. Since the beginning of August, Mookie is hitting .323 with a .383 on base, a .520 slug, and a 151 weighted runs created plus. He's been 51% above league average since August 4th. That's 32 games. He has 6 home runs and 21 RBIs in that stretch. Who's led the Dodgers in F-WAR since August 4th? It's Shohei Ohtani at 1.7, but Mookie is right behind him at 1.5. He's not just hitting at an all-star level. He's MVP Mookie again. Not peak 2018 Mookie, but he's best version-ish of how he's looked with the Dodgers Mookie for more than a month now. So when you have, the Dodgers aren't going to lose because of offense now. I don't think so. I really don't. And that brings me to the bullpen. I want to have a couple quick thoughts on the bullpen. Emmet Sheehan yesterday, I talked to Emmet Sheehan after the game, and I told him, I was like, Emmet, man, you've got 72 whiffs in your last 4 starts. I was like, you got 19 strikeouts in your last 2 home outings. He's like, let's go. That was his reaction. So he's pumped. He's excited. And it's the slider, it's the fastball, it's how that stuff plays. And what is the thing that gives you the most fear when it comes to this Dodgers team right now? It's the bullpen, right? It has to be, because the starting rotation is as talented and as deep as any starting rotation in baseball. The lineup has the MVP. Can I say something? If Shohei Ohtani just hit this year, just like last year, he would still win the MVP over Kyle Schwarber. He would still win the MVP over Kyle Schwarber, and really, it should still kind of be a unanimous. So you have the MVP hitter in Shohei. Rest of the group, Muncy back, Edman back, Teo hitting, Will Smith having the best year of his career, Freddie Freeman's Freddie Freeman. But the bullpen keeps you up at night, because it's the way the bullpen is currently constructed that keeps you up at night. Who's not coming out of that pen right now? Emmet Sheehan. He's not, because he's starting for this team. You got a little 6-man rotation happening at times, and you have Kersh going on regular rest and things like that. But Emmet Sheehan is going to come out of the bullpen in the postseason, because you need 4 starters, and then you have Clayton Kershaw as a 5th guy. And Emmet Sheehan isn't going to start in front of Yamamoto or Ohtani or Snell or glass now. So Emmet Sheehan, a dude who's straight up lights out, is coming out of that pen. I mean, that's incredible stuff. I'm going to get to you, Danny D. Don't worry. He's got incredible stuff. And then there's the Shohei Ohtani factor as well, where I think they're going to use him as a clincher. So right now, my postseason roster, as it stands from the bullpen, I think you've got Shohei Ohtani, of course. You got the Ohtani rule, so you can take 14. But you got Yamamoto 2, Snell 3, Glasnow 4, Sheehan 5, Trinan 6, Vesia 7, Kopech 8, 9 Bonda, 10 Jack Dreyer, 11 Tanner Scott, 12, 13, and 14 and 15 are all interesting, though, because you got Kirby Yates, you got Ben Kasparius, who was optioned to kind of get a little reset. Him being optioned kind of lets me know they kind of want him because they want him to take some time off and just, it feels like his battery, it's like his iPhone battery's on like 1%. He's on vacation. He can't find a charger. Right? He needs to go back in the hotel and charge it up a little bit and then take a nice nap and then go to dinner. Like Ben Kasparius think they're going to have him back. Edgardo Henriquez is another one, and then Brock Stewart. So I think you can take 14 guys, and I think the locks really are, like I said, Ohtani, Yamamoto, Snell, Glasnow, Sheehan, Trine, Vesia, Kopech, Bonda, Dreyer, Scott. That's 11. You got 3 more spots. Brusdar is an unlikely option. I think Kasparius takes the 12 spot and get out righties. He's really good out of the bullpen. So you got 2 more spots. You traded for Brock Stewart. I think he's 13. And I think you can't leave off Edgardo Henriquez. And then I think Kershaw, you leave off for the NLDS or the wild card round because you're not going to need a starting pitcher there, and he comes back for the NLCS. So I think that is the postseason roster. And also, you're not having Justin Robleski, who's someone that looks really good too. I think that's kind of how they play it because you got some lefties, and it's tough to imagine you leave off Tanner Scott for Justin Robleski in the first year of a $72 million contract. But I think that's how it plays up right now. But coming up next, Roki Sasaki did something that no one thought he was going to be able to do this year. And I've got a super chat from Danny D who's calling me out. And I'm going to read that next on Dodgers Dugout Live. Welcome to the Dodgers Nation Podcast Network, your front row seat to everything Dodgers all season long. Home of the #1 Dodgers podcast in the world, Dodgers Dugout Live, hosted by me, Doug McKain. Friends call me D-Mac, and we cover everything about your boys in blue, everything you need to know about Dodger baseball in less than an hour. We've got breaking news, post-game breakdowns, roster updates, trade rumors, in-depth player analysis, Dodgers trivia, you name it. Whether it's a wild walk-off at the Ravine, a key call-up from OKC, we've got the insight, we got the coverage, and we're here for you all year long. We're the #1 Dodgers site on every platform, and we're born and based in LA. We're loyal to the soil. Dodger baseball is what we do. Trusted by tens of thousands of daily listeners, Dodgers Nation is more than just recaps. We are LA. Whether you're in Echo Park or out in the Valley, Beverly Hills, whatever it is, if you bleed blue, this pod's for you. The more you guys subscribe, the bigger we can build, and we can do this together. So stay up to date with our Dodgers Nation post-game shows and breakdowns and podcasts. You can listen while you're lifting, while you're in traffic, or while pretending to answer work emails. We won't tell. Subscribe now on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your baseball fix. So if you're a new listener or a longtime listener to the podcast, write us a review and we'll read it on the show. Join the conversation, stay ahead of the game, and never miss a pitch with the Dodgers Nation Podcast Network. And welcome back to Dodgers Dugout Live, the #1 Dodgers podcast and Dodgers show on YouTube. I've got a super chat here that I want to read. Danny D, 499 super chat. D-Mac always pushing to sign the highest profile free agents on the market. Not gonna lie, that's a weak approach. What happened to Moneyball? Gonna give this a bruh. So let's look at this team. Let's see how this approach worked. So you signed someone for, you hadn't won a full World Series with a parade, and that was something that this team wanted, right? Right? They wanted this. That was the big thing. Oh, can we get a parade? How do we do that? How do we win the full 162-game World Series? What did the team do? You signed Shohei Ohtani for $700 million. What else did you do? You signed Yoshinobu Yamamoto to the most lucrative contract that any starting pitcher had ever signed in the history of this sport when he signed a $325 million deal with the Dodgers. Then what happened? You won the World Series. Hey, scared money don't make none, right? Like if you've got it, then you should spend it. And the reason why the Dodgers can spend so much money is because they have great fans. They have a city that is absolutely in love with this team that goes 40 to 50, 60. You have 40, 45, 55,000 fans every single night. They're going to hit 4 million this year. You have the history of this Dodgers organization, $8.25 billion deal. You don't need to. You don't even need to shop at Food for Less when you can afford a private chef at your house, and the Dodgers can afford it, right? What's the line, Robert? It's not tricking if you've got it.
There you go.
Right.
I thought about your walkout music, Return to the Mac.
Oh, that'd be okay.
Okay, right. Return to the Mac.
It's a fire take. Return to the Mac. I like that. I'm gonna think of one for you. Yeah.
All right, think
for my what was it? Teach me how to Doug would be kind of cool.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But always like my I think it'd be funny. Like, do you know the show Doug, the do the Nickelodeon show? Like that'd be kind of cool. You never know though. It's just kind of the vibes you're feeling. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you go all the ways
for sure. So the truth is, the Dodgers have spent money. Mookie Betts $365 million. Freddie Freeman $162 million. Yes, they've been able to hit on guys like Max Muncy, and they developed Justin Turner. You develop Walker Buehler and Clayton Kershaw and Will Smith. And yes, it's got to be a combination of factors. But the truth is, when you're in a sport that doesn't have a salary cap and you have money to spend and you have your best player that has deferred 97% of his contract, then you want to spend it, okay? Save that for the Pittsburgh Pirates, who will not be making the postseason once again. Okay, so spending money, it works, and it worked in year one. That's the most insane thing I've read in this chat in a while. I mean, but let's transition to something very positive. That is, Roki Sasaki did something yesterday that not many people thought he was going to do again this year. What is that? Dude threw 100-mile-per-hour pitches, 5 of them to be exact. He threw 100.6, 100.4, 100.2, 100. Another one at 100. The first inning alone, he averaged 99.6 miles per hour on his heater. He threw his slider. He threw his splitter. The velocity on all of those were up from his yearly averages. And what I was told is they made some interesting mechanical adjustments, these little tweaks, the way that you see a little more pronounced the leg kick and him getting down to the plate. This looked like the Roki we saw in Japan. Look at that leg kick, everything's smooth and fluid. The hat's popping off, the torque there, the way the hips getting out. And he looked like a new man yesterday. He looked like an entirely new pitcher than the one that we've seen. And he looked just like the guy that you had a bobblehead night planned for in your rookie season. The guy that was the number one prospect in all of Major League Baseball. I mean, he was fantastic. In the first inning, 3 pitches over 100, retired the side, a couple groundouts, had a strikeout, all on fastballs, by the way. All the strikeouts via that fastball. Second inning, he struck out the side, had a walk, threw 2 99.3-mile-per-hour heaters for called strikes. Then he got some nasty swing and miss via that splitter. Then the second strikeout was just the same. It was a called strike on a fastball that he was freezing hitters with because they were respecting that splitter. He also got a called strike on a cutter yesterday. He had a nasty splitter in the dirt that induced a swing and miss. I mean, he was just nasty. In the fourth inning, he struck out the first 2 batters he faced on 7 pitches. The first hitter took strike 1 on a splitter so he can steal strikes with that ghost fork. And then he got a couple swing and misses via that splitter that was down in the dirt. So when he's getting that swing and miss, getting that chase on pitches down the dirt, that's when you know he's really starting to feel it. And the second hitter looked at 3 straight fastballs for strikeouts. So he was getting strikeouts looking. He was getting strikeouts with a splitter. I mean, he was just straight up nasty and dominant. I mean, his velo was anywhere between 98 and 100 his entire outing. He got called strikes on every single one of his pitches. He got chases in the zone, in the dirt, out of the zone. The fifth inning, he had a leadoff walk, and we can play some of these clips right here from it where you just can see it too. Is you see it right here. I mean, just this is a dominant, look at that. Just dotting it on the corner. Now, he was fantastic. He finished with 8 strikeouts in 4 2/3 innings. In that fifth inning, he gave up a walk, a single, a walk, and he gave up a double. He hit a batter. So he kind of ran out of gas at the end, but he threw 90 pitches, but 52 for strikes. So, yeah, I was so impressed with Roki Sasaki. And who knows what that means for this season, but I definitely think that if the Dodgers could find some type of cushion, then maybe you could bring him up. The issue with Roki Sasaki right now is the fact that you're in a very tight pennant race. You're in a race for your division. You're a race for the 2 seed, so you can't really experiment with them. But I'm here to say this. For all of the haters out there, for everyone said that Roki Sasaki was done, for everyone that said that Roki Sasaki was going to be a bust and that he was crying and that he wouldn't get his velocity back, well, he proved you wrong. He really did. He's going to make a lot of haters look very stupid. If it's not this year, it's going to be next year. Rookie of the Year is still in play. 5 pitches over 100 miles per hour. Just absolute dominant stuff for Roki Sasaki. 8 strikeouts in 4 2/3 innings. Velocity's back. Splitter is nasty. This changes everything. It really does. Like, because some people are saying he might need surgery. Some people are saying all kinds of different stuff, but it looks like it was a mechanical tweak that changed things for Roki Sasaki. In that same game, Bobby Miller, by the way, he couldn't hold on to the lead in the 9th inning. It was a 1-run lead. And the River Cats, the Giants organization, beat the Comets 6-4. You also had Nick Frasso and Kyle Hertz in the middle relief in that. Will Klein also got 10 outs in that one. But Bobby Miller, he blew the save, gave up 3 runs on 3 hits and 2 walks. So it wasn't a good night for Bobby Miller. But hey, does this change things for you when it comes to, does this change? Well, wait, Danny D, another $4.99 super chat. I'll answer that in the 7th inning stretch for sure. I absolutely will. But before we do the 7th inning stretch, I want to get into a this day in Dodger history.
It's time for Dodgers Did You Know? A mind-blowing fact about your boys in blue.
All right, so for today's Dodgers Did You Know, we're going to talk about Sandy Koufax's perfect game. It was 60 years ago yesterday on September 9th, 1965, when Sandy Koufax, there was only perfect game, the only perfect game in the history of this Dodgers organization. And it was one of the finest pitching performances ever. And he had not gotten a win for a while. And that was big back then because guys would really pitch the entire game. You saw a lot of complete games back then. He was leading the National League with 21 wins at the time. And in his last 5 starts, he had a 3.10 ERA in 40 2/3 innings. Heading into that one, but he only had 1 win. He had 3 losses to show for it. He had 3 losses to show for in that stretch. And he entered that game with the Cubs. And first time through the order, it was good. It was really standard Koufax. But you didn't see the perfect game coming until later. Because the first time through that Cubs order, he had 4 strikeouts. Second time through the order, he had 3 strikeouts. But down the stretch, he took it to another level. After having 1 strikeout in the 7th inning, he struck out the final 6 batters he faced to end the game. The last of those 14 strikeouts, of course, was against Harvey Keene, a name that Dodgers fans know very well from one of the most legendary calls in Dodger history.
It is 9:46 p.m. 2-2 to Harvey Keene. 1 strike away. Sandy into his windup. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed a perfect game.
Unbelievable stuff. I encourage you to listen to the entire call. It's one of the best calls really for play-by-play broadcasters in baseball history. But what made it that much special, what made it even more special, what made it even more epic was the fact that he had almost no run support, right? This tradition of Dodgers aces not getting run support is a legendary, is a tale as old as time. And Koufax had zero margin for error. In fact, the Cubs pitcher that night, he was flirting with his own no-hitter. Bob Henley, he was keeping that Dodgers offense at bay all night. The only run that he gave up came in the 5th inning when Sweet Lou Johnson drew a walk. He was bunted over to second base. He stole third and then scored when catcher Chris Krug threw the ball into left field. The only thing that kept this from a double no-hitter was there was a bloop double by Johnson in the 7th inning. So the run that they scored wasn't even because of a hit. It was because the Cubs catcher threw it into left field, and they were able to score and take a 1-0 lead from that. So he gets the job done. It was just one of the best pitching performances. It was the 4th straight season where Sandy Koufax threw a no-hitter. It was the first time that he threw one that was a perfect game. And he said after the game, quote, "I knew all along I was pitching a no-hitter, but it never crossed my mind that it might be a perfect game." The legendary Cubs player Ernie Banks, who in his career hit 173 against Koufax, he said, quote, "I struck out 3 times on 9 pitches. There was no wasted pitches at all. 1, 2, 3 gone, 1, 2, 3 gone, 1, 2, 3 gone. He was like a machine on the mound. It was one of the first times in my career that I've seen an athlete just have it all. I mean, just put it all together just one time." Just unbelievable. Sandy Koufax, just an absolute legend of the game. And here was the man that called that brilliant night at Dodger Stadium on September 9th, 1965. The great Vince Scully talking about that call in that night.
There's been a lot written about Sandy Koufax's perfect game, September the 9th, 1965, but there's a little story in the game itself that I don't believe has ever been told before. So pull up a chair, it won't take time. With 1 out in the 9th inning and the crowd going wild, Joe Amalfitano, who later on would become a Dodger coach, came up to the plate and struck out. Crowd went wild, 1 out to go. As Joe walked back towards the dugout, kneeling in the on-deck circle was teammate Harvey Keene. And Amalfitano said to Keene amidst all the roar, "Boy, he's really bringing it tonight." And Harvey, who's kind of a pixie guy anyway, said to Joey, "I'll be right back." Well, he was right back. He went up, struck out, and that was the final out in the masterpiece of Sandy Koufax, a near masterpiece by Bob Henley of the Cubs, who allowed only 1 hit and lost the game.
Talk about a pitcher's duel. Talk about an absolute epic pitcher's duel. So, yeah, the great Sandy Koufax, the great Vince Scully, and that is probably never going to be topped. I mean, unless we get a perfect game, you had Emmet Sheehan flirting with it. Yeah, I actually talked to Sheehan about him throwing that perfect game, and if he knew it, he said he didn't. He said he was that locked in, but he did tell me that he could barely watch Yamamoto's no-hit bid in Baltimore. So it's going to happen at some point, but just a legendary performance. But all right, guys, now it's time for you to shine. We're going to give it a comment of the show. Let's go to it right now. The 7th inning stretch.
The 7th inning stretch.
Super chat, Danny D 499. By the way, appreciate the discourse. I appreciate the debate. All love, all respect. Thank you so much. But he says, I'm not talking about Shohei or Mookie, first ballot Hall of Famers. I'm talking about Kyle Tucker. Well, then why didn't you mention that? Be more specific, my man. He said, you conveniently left out the money wasted on Tanner Scott. Here's the thing. You're not going to bat 1,000 when it comes to your free agent signings. It just never happens. But when you're the Dodgers, the reason why they want to flex their financial muscle is because they're looking at sustained winning and they don't want to fall off. They don't want to have a couple good years and then have to go to a down to the studs rebuild. So if you have the means to do it, then you should spend, because then you can keep those prospects for when you need to fill in for a piece during the season, in the offseason, make a swing for like an Ellie De La Cruz or someone crazy down the line that could become available. But someone like Kyle Tucker, like, you want to maximize Shohei Ohtani and Mookie Betts and Freddie Freeman. And you do that not by shopping on the dollar menu, right? When you don't need to. And also, too, there is an agreement between Shohei Ohtani in the front office. Like, there is an agreement that Andrew Friedman and this organization has honored. That is, you saved us money. I've heard the Dodgers are making anywhere from 70 to 100 million on Shohei Ohtani every year. You guys, what? It's like it's 50th bobblehead night tonight, right? And they're here to see Shohei. Shohei's making them money hand over fist. Like, Shohei is the first, I think when it comes down to, like, he's going to be the first mega deal where the organization profited more than the actual deal itself. And because of that, the Dodgers are spending the money. But here's the thing, too. It's like Hae-Sung Kim's on $12.5 million deal, and he's on this team because he wanted it. Max Muncy has a $10 million club option for next season. Miguel Rojas isn't making a ton of money. Andy Pages, they developed. Will Smith, they developed, and they signed to a team-friendly extension that has deferrals. The truth is, just ask the New York Mets. You're not going to completely buy your team with free agents. You have to do a little bit of everything. It's variety is the spice of life, my man. Develop some guys. Will Smith, Clayton Kershaw, Corey Seager, Cody Bellinger, Walker Buehler, Andy Pages, guys like that. Then there's the guys you trade for. Mookie Betts. There's the guys you sign outright. Freddie Freeman, Shohei Ohtani. Like, there's just a lot of different ways you do this. But the truth is, the quickest way to enhance your roster is through free agency and spending big. And the Dodgers have the benefit of getting guys to take deferred contracts, getting guys that want to be a part of this organization. So I totally disagree with you wholeheartedly. How many World Series did the A's win with Moneyball? None. What the Dodgers have done, though, they've combined all the different aspects of, okay, we're going to look at analytics, we're going to spend big. Like, we're going to look at different ways to get guys that we think can help this team. So could not disagree with you more. I mean, if this team would not win like they have without their payroll. Like, let's call that what it is. Let's call that what it is, right? Let's just be honest here. J.Y. Kim, $5. Roki seems to have shared that his form has been a bit off since his 2023 injury. I'm glad that he's found his groove. He'll be electric next season. I love that. Absolutely. I'm so thrilled that it looks like he's found something. Danny D, 199. Thanks for the shout out. Let's go Dodgers. Let's go. Dodger for life. That's the only thing that matters here, right? We're all Dodgers for life. Ricardo G, Tucker's whack. Look, they might not sign Tucker. I don't think that I would bet on it right now. But let's see how Teoscar's season finishes out. Let's see how Andy Paz's season finishes out. Like, the truth is, like, this team is older than you realize. And the way to fast track and keep the window open is bringing guys that, and look, like Tanner Scott could be a bad signing, right? Like, for sure. Like, he could be a bad signing. There's no doubt about it. Like, there have been bad signings. Jason Schmidt. Like, there's been bad signings for the Dodgers. But Gary Graham, I saw a feature on MLB about Koufax, and they said that he threw with elbow pain for his last 10 years. He looked at it as a part of the job. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. I mean, that's why he retired, because one of the things he said in his retirement was, you don't want to stay and play for the money or play for that. And he said that, hey, if I told you that you could give any amount of money to have the use of your arm back, would you take it? And he said, yeah, right? So that was kind of his whole thing. But yeah, Koufax is a legend. It was different back then. He was dealing with tendonitis. He had to have so many injections just to play, and it caused a lot of things. He had arthritis in his elbow. Yeah, I mean, if he was in the modern era, like if he was in the modern era, his hands were so big, his mechanics were so perfect, I think that he's undoubtedly the GOAT. Like, undoubtedly. Because I think he came back from a surgery. I mean, Shohei's come back from 2, right? So I still think that one game to win, he's the guy I'm putting the ball in his hands. Let me know down below. In the history of the Dodgers, one game to win, who are you giving the ball to? And then we'll give a comment to the show for that. History man, the master storyteller himself, the great Vin Scully. Love that. Rolando, how we feeling about Tommy Tank's return tonight? Feeling great. Feeling awesome. Love seeing this team get whole. Sandy Koufax, the left arm of God. Yeah, Willie Stargell used to say, trying to hit Sandy Koufax was like trying to drink coffee with a fork. Ed Sabatica, I'm hoping Yamamoto will repeat Sandy on a start at Dodger Stadium. That's a fire take. It's a hot take. Martin Troop, D-Mac, folks in this chat, owe Mookie an apology. He had people suggesting that he bat 6 in the lineup. You don't move 30 million down in the order. Senior Hefe, what up, Senior Hefe? D-Mac, did you see Kike doing the golf clap after Freddie's home run in the 9th? That's got to become the new comment of the show graphic. Okay, so I was at the game. I didn't get to see the full version of it on TV. Robert and I will go back tonight and we'll watch it because that sounds like it could be pretty awesome to have on the show. So I love that. Let's read some more. Happy birthday to someone's dad. It says, back-to-back says, D-Mac, will Bobby Miller or Roki get a shot to pitch in the bigs before the season's over? It's pretty unlikely if things hold right now, but it would be cool to see Roki get a start. Remember, if this is like, every game's a playoff game. Like this, the postseason started for me. Like the postseason has absolutely started. Like might as well put the postseason stuff on the side of the hats because you're fighting to stay in front of the Padres. You're fighting to hold off the division, and then you want to catch the Phillies, which I think is absolutely pivotal. But don't forget that Jerry Dodgett from Don Davis. Yeah, they were great, great pairing. Elite, absolutely. Paul Gutierrez says Oral Hershiser. Yeah, remember what he said? We had Oral Hershiser on the show, and I asked him, I was like, hey, 1 game to go. Who you give him the ball to? Who do you say? He said Oral Hershiser because he says gives you too much anxiety to watch the guy pitching, but when you're pitching, you don't feel as nervous. So, yeah, that's you couldn't go wrong with a Bulldog. His 1988 run was all-time great stuff. Kyle Hurt, can he pitch in the postseason? D-Mac, he's nasty. He certainly is. There's guys in front of him, though, for sure. I also thought, let's go Dodgers. I just subbed. Thanks, Andrew. Appreciate it. Yeah, 137,000 subs. No more Dodgers YouTube channel. All thanks to you guys. But all right, guys, let's do a comment of the show. Let's see something good. We've got Claudia, Vince Scully, the OG storyteller. We've got thank you for showing so much respect. What a class act. Vin is the GOAT. We've got Craig Osterberg. There's the comment of the show from Craig Osterberg. That was one of Vince Scully's great lines from that perfect game. It was the K stands out more than the OUFAX. Of course, he was talking about the strikeouts in that one. And yeah, absolutely electric performance. But all right, guys, running out of time, so let's get to the walk-off.
The walk-off.
All right, so today for the walk-off, we are going to talk about Fox's recent all-time Dodgers lineup. I'm actually going to bring mine tomorrow or maybe this weekend because I've been working on this for a while. But the all-time Dodgers lineup, according to Fox, they have Roy Campanella at catcher, Sandy Koufax as starter. Only debate there would be Clayton Kershaw. No wrong answer there. Ron Cey at third base. I think Ron Cey is the greatest Dodgers third baseman. I think the greatest third baseman to play as far as single season, you probably have to go with Adrian Beltre. Max Muncy's been big, but Ron Cey, the Penguin, World Series MVP, a guy that is fantastic. I love that guy, so that's a good one. Pee Wee Reese at shortstop, this is a lock. There's no debate. Corey Seager was great. Hanley Ramirez, Rafael Furcal. I mean, Cesar Torres. There's other guys. Mookie Betts, if he stays his whole career there, who knows? But Pee Wee Reese certainly belongs there. Second base, Jackie Robinson. Need not say more. First baseman, Gil Hodges. Certainly, for sure. I think Freddie, though, I really think, honestly, I know it's a short amount of time, and I know Gil Hodges, of course, when you look at the fact that he's a Hall of Famer, and it would have been great for him to actually see that in his lifetime. And Gil Hodges, he's one of the great Dodgers players of all time, and not pretending like I saw him live or anything like that, but he's second on the Dodgers home run list with 361 home runs. But I don't know, man. Freddie Freeman, I think overall was a better player as far as just consistency, a different type of player with the hitting and the World Series MVP kind of puts him over the top. Outfielder, you got Duke Snider, the Duke of Flatbush. He's the Dodgers all-time home run leader at 389 bombs. Then Willie Davis in center field and Carl Furillo in the outfield. So we'll break this one down. The DH is obviously Shohei Ohtani. And the manager, they have Tommy Lasorda. But that's the Dodgers all-time team according to Fox. We're going to do ours pretty soon here. But let me know what you think about that team. And thanks again to all you guys out there. My name is Doug McKain. You can follow me on X and Instagram at DMAC_LA. Hit the subscribe button. Hit the notification bell. Hit that like button for your Los Angeles Dodgers. Also, special thanks to super producer Robert holding it down today, killing the game like he always does. So big shout out to my man Robert. And the biggest shout out goes to you guys for sure who make this show what it is. And remember that nothing, absolutely nothing brings us together quite like Dodger baseball. And until next time, think blue, bleed blue, and I'm out.
Start the party, Los Angeles! Your Dodgers have won the World Series!
And when the upcoming winter gives way to spring, rest assured, once again, it will be time for Dodger baseball.